Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, all along the Armstrong network of stations. This is not Sesame Street. This is called Counterpoint, a musician's tale, and we got a treat for you tonight. In fact, this gentleman sitting to my right is going to give you a little kiss right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Reverend Freakchild.
Have to be beautiful, yeah, to turn me on. I just need your body, baby, yeah, from dusk until dawn. I don't need an experience to turn you on. Just leave it all up to me. I'll show you what it's all about. You don't have to be rich to be my girl. You don't have to be cool to rule my world. Ain't no particular sign I'm more compatible with. Just want your extra time and your kiss. Not talking to your mama if you want to impress me. You can't be too flirty, baby. You know how to undress me. I wanna be your fantasy. Baby, you can be mine. Just leave it all up to me. We'll have a real good time. You don't need to be rich to be my girl. You don't have to be cool to rule my world. Ain't no particular sign I'm more compatible with. Just want your extra time and your kiss. You feel like dancing? Yeah. I said women and girls, they rule my world. Say they rule my world. Yeah, act your age, not your shoe size, mama. Yeah, maybe we can do the twirl. You don't have to watch a dynasty, have an attitude. Just leave it all up to me. My love will be your fool. Yeah. You don't have to be rich to be my girl. You don't have to be cool to rule my world. Ain't no particular sign I'm more compatible with. Just want your extra time and your kiss.
Reverend Freakchild. Reverend Freakchild. I think Prince is smiling somewhere.
I hope so, man. No disrespect. We're just trying to bring back the blues there.
Yeah, and little did you know that Kiss was a blues song until you started dissecting it.
That's
right?
true. You know, I was listening to that tune, and I thought, man, this is just a blues tune, man, with like a funky beat. And so I started, dissecting it. And then I was at a Yankees game with a girlfriend and listened to the Tom Jones version.
Yes.
And I said, man, maybe there's hope for a white boy to do it.
Yeah.
And I started really digging into it. And like we were talking about before, God bless Prince, he's passed on to another realm there. And right when he passed away, I thought, oh my goodness, I've been working on that tune for a while. And it just came together, and it's sort of been doing it as a tribute to him. And it's just a great tune, too, So beautiful, beautiful song and groovy and great.
You done good with it. We're talking to the Reverend Freakchild here, and this gentleman has some stories for you, but he also has a brand new CD out, and it's called Preachin' Blues, and you will find Kiss on this album. And I'm sure Greg from Armstrong is doing like some kind of like funky thing right now, so your CD pops up right there. But I've been playing this an awful lot on my blues show, and there is like some really, really great stuff that we're going to delve into today. And the Reverend Freakchild is barnstorming across America, coming to a town near you. Let's talk about Reverend Freakchild. And that is, tell you the God honest truth, the main reason I started listening to your music. I was getting all this stuff in the mail, and I'm like, I got to listen to a guy named Reverend Freakchild, you know? And I started listening to your music, and I'm sure a lot of people are the same way. Yeah. And having a name like Cornel, I walk into a lot of places and people say they're expecting a black dude, you know, Reverend Freakchild. Yeah. I would say a 75-year-old Southern Baptist. Yeah. Where did Reverend Freakchild come from?
Well, you know, there's a theory sort of in, I guess you call it your nom de guerre. I used to call it a nom de plume, you know, which is your pen name, but a nom de guerre is sort of like your war name, you know, and no disrespect to any reverends or priests or imams or rabbis or anything. You know, it was actually, you know, I was sitting there on the couch, and this is back in my drug-using days, and I'm going on 10 years sober, but...
Good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. You know, one day at a time. But anyway, my roommate came in, and I was just out of my mind, and I didn't want to do anything. I was just isolating there, and he said, man, you're some, like, kind of like lonely freak child just sitting on the couch all day, man. And I was like, you know, and it's kind of like, you know, in Led Zeppelin, when they put that band together, and the people were like, hey, it's going to go over like a lead balloon, man, you know. Yeah. And they just took the negative and turned it into a positive, you know, taking the obstacles and bringing them on to the path of awakening kind of thing. So, of course, I went out and got my reverence license through the Universal Life Church and made him Reverend Freakchild, you know. And
good for you.
But it was this thing, you know, I was always doing these spirituals tunes, and I played with punk rock bands and jam bands and blues bands, you know. And but I was always playing these spirituals, and they didn't really have any... You know, we put them into a set every once in a while, you know, kind of a thing, but I started getting so many of them that I wanted to sort of play them out with a character. And so what happened was, God bless the folks at Tobacco Road in New York, on Sundays at 4:20, I would perform as Reverend Freakchild I did that for like 3-4 years, and it was these blues and spirituals, and there's this real history of the connection between, you know, if you will, Saturday night and Sunday morning. Sure, you know, the people like Son House, who actually does the preaching blues.
B.B. King exactly. Used to get into all kinds of arguments. You know, you sing for the devil on Saturday nights, and you sing for the man above on Sunday.
It's good how the Saturday comes before Sunday too, because you redeem it real quick, you know. So a lot of these tunes, you know, they had similar melodies but different lyrics, you know, and the whole Ray Charles thing too, like just substituting almost like my baby instead of, you know, my Lord. And so I sort of almost took it back. I was like, oh well, let's go back from the baby take it back to the Lord. And it changes, you know, it evolves in that sense. So something like Preachin' Blues, which is you know, a lot of people know the Robert Johnson version, but there's a version that precedes that by Son House, who was actually a preacher and then became a bluesman, and tells this great story about hearing the Bottleneck Slide and was mesmerized by that. And there's this, you know, real fine line between Saturday night and Sunday morning, you know, and this real tradition of, you know, back in those times, if you were an African-American gentleman singing the blues, or if you were an African-American preaching the gospel, those are the two fellows you'd see in a suit. And those are the fellows that could, you know, have some autonomy and freedom and movement, were respected by the, you know, powers that be of that time, you know. And times have changed, and we're still dealing with a lot of that, you know, strange ideas about, you know, the devaluing different people. But I think I'm trying to come back to some kind of humanity and integrity, you know, for all sentient beings. I mean, I'm Buddhist, so I'll get into all that stuff.
You are a deep individual, man. For 45 years old, God bless you. But Reverend Freakchild, you have more aliases than Bob Dylan. Okay?
Hey, God bless him. It was a birthday yesterday.
Yeah, it was. That's right. Happy birthday. Let's see. Fordham.
Yeah.
Bhumi Sparsha.
That's my Dharma name, which means earth toucher. When the Buddha was enlightened, the Mara or the Tempter, he's the gatekeeper of birth and death, said, Buddha, who do you think you are, saying you're enlightened? And he says, I'm enlightened, I'm the awakened one. And he says, who's your witness? And he says, Earth. And he touches the earth, and so my teacher, Bernie Glassman, was like, yeah, live with that, buddy. You think you're all enlightened, I was like, oh, man, that's a tall order.
Do some people only know you as Boomy Sparsha?
Yeah, some of my, Dharma friends call me Boomy. I'm like, oh, yeah.
And then we go, Sal Paradise.
Sal Paradise is
I know that name.
Yeah, he's like my real alias, go-to alias. That was, I lifted that from Kerouac novel, On the Road. Kerouac calls himself Sal Paradise, and his buddy's, Dean Moriarty. Who's Neil Cassidy, a big fan of Kerouac. Yeah.
Okay, and we have Floyd Graves.
Floyd Graves, he's just a regular old kind of country blues kind of guy. That was just another thing. Yeah.
And this last one, Fleetwood.
Fleetwood was a character that I used to blame.
I like the way your voice changes when you go into talking.
I'm still apologizing for some things Fleetwood did back in the day. He was the sort of the character that came out when Too Many Chemicals took over, and he was like, I'll drive the truck from now on, into the wall. So it was like I'd come back to the club and people were like, dude, you were out of your mind last night. I was like, that wasn't me, that was my twin brother Fleetwood.
Yeah, that was Fleetwood.
So.
And I'm sure there's a couple on this list that we're missing. Before we go into another track, though, I wanted to talk to you about the bands that you were in. Yeah. And I find it so intriguing that one of my favorite alternative bands was always Soul Coughing.
Oh, yeah.
And you were in an original version of Soul Coughing.
I was. Doty, M. Doty, who lives in Memphis now, we still stay in touch. I actually just emailed him, and we're trying to work on a tune together. But he was dating my sister. And I don't know if anybody's familiar with the Book of Drugs. I haven't had a chance to read his book yet, but my cousin said he read it, and he's referring to this place called the Universe that they used to hang out with. That's my apartment, which my sister used to live in for years. So, but I still own it. I'm actually renting it out and putting myself through graduate school.
And this is in the city.
This is in the city, in the West Village. But yeah, so he was working the door at the old knitting factory, and he was trying to put a band together. And I'm like a blues guy. And he was like, oh, you want to play guitar in this band? And no kidding. The first rhythm section, bass player named Buddy Booker and a drummer named Dickie Dworkin. I mean, it was the funniest band. And this was before he got, super famous and got all the hipster stuff. But I remember walking down the street with him, and I was about to move to Boston with a friend of mine and start a blues band. And he was about to take off on his thing. And my sister really helped him do that. She came down all the shows, brought all the groupies, everything. Really, I think when the record company came and said, wow, you guys got a thing going on here, my sister had orchestrated it,
Cool.
So she's a wonderful actress in the city, Rachel. She's a beautiful, beautiful creature. But anyway, we're walking down the street, and I remember this conversation. He was like, man, I'm thinking about doing some covers with the band. And I said, what do you think, man? Or he said, what do you think? And I said, yeah, great, man. He said, I'm thinking about doing a New York Dolls cover. And I said, how about an Albert King cover? And it was like, at that moment, we're going different directions,
we're probably not meant to be in this band together.
Come on, how about as the years go passing by? I mean, that's a great tune,
Yeah.
And he was like, nah. And I was like, I don't even know that New York Dolls. I mean, of course, what's his name from the New York Dolls?
David Johansen.
Did this great blues album years later. And I was
tremendous.
like, man, see, I think it's all connected in there. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, God bless him. He's down in Memphis doing his thing. And
Soul Coughing, man. That's a great story. But let's do another track off the new record.
Yeah,
what do you recommend?
We'll do Preaching.
Blues.
That brings me back, man. Those days of 90s white hip hop, hanging out with M. Doty and G Love and Special Sauce and wow, it's kind of hazy though. It's like a brownout. All those years.
That was Fleetwood.
Yeah, exactly.
That was Fleetwood.
Anyway, let's do Preaching Blues, man. This is old Sunhouse too. Sunhouse, the guy who taught Robert Johnson everything he knew, and I think he killed a man down south and had to move up north, and then I think he killed a man out in Long Island, and he moved even further up to Rochester. It's never proven, but Daniel Beaumont in his book about Sunhouse talks about that. But Sunhouse, he's a real great musical genius. Anyway, this is a tune that he used to do. We put a little reworking on it. It's called Preaching Blues. Join the church. Yeah, I said, gonna get religion.
street dry, then I won't have to wait. Yeah, I say I want everybody to jump and shout. I say I want everybody to jump and shout. Yeah, gonna do like a prisoner, gonna roll my time on out. Yeah, so I went back up in my room, tried to kneel down and pray. Went back up in my room, tried to kneel down and pray. Oh, but the blues, they came along. Yeah, they blew my spirit away. Just preaching the blues. Just preaching the blues. Just breezing the blues. Yes, yeah. If I had a heaven of my own. I say now, if I had a heaven of my own. I say give them all a long tall, give them all a long tall happy home. I'm just preaching them blues, just preaching them blues.
Reverend Freakchild.
Preaching blues.
All right. We have Reverend Freakchild here with us on Counterpoint, also known as Fordham, also known as Boomy Sparta, also known as Fleetwood.
I got a new one too. I've been doing a lot of yoga, and they gave me a yoga Sanskrit name with Swaraj, which means self-ruling, or I'm not sure. I gotta go ask my guru.
So that's what is it again?
Swaraj? I think that's how you say it.
Okay. Well, the big question is, what the hell is your real name?
My given name is Fordham. That's the game name my folks gave me, my Christian name, Fordham. And I was raised Christian. My mama used to read to me and my sister out of the Bible, and ain't nothing wrong with JC and the boys. Still trying to make some peace with all that, you know. A lot of people, you know, have their different interpretations of that, you know. In my Buddhist practice, you know, there's a lot of talk of lineage, unbroken lineage, all the way back to the Buddha. And with Christianity, you know, you can't really trace that. You know, there's a lot of, you know, there's the whole, you know, building the church on the rock, you know, with the Catholic Church, that kind of a thing. But, you know, it's a lot of stuff is up for interpretation. And I've been just trying to really, you know, no matter what people's religion or race or creed or color, you know, just trying to see them individually for who they are. And, you know, they have needs and wants. And whether they're Buddhist or Christian or Muslim, you know, or Hindu, you know, people are just trying to do their best and get along and be happy in this world, man, you know. And
it's very well put, and I love the fact that you look at music as your religion.
I do, and it's amazing. I mean, it's a non-conceptual activity that you know, has to be performed through conceptuality, but it touches something that you can't quite put your finger on, which is...
Amen, Reverend.
Hallelujah.
It's true. It's true.
It is. It's a magical thing, and it can, you know, bridge cultures and touch people across, you know, great divides. And also, you know, sometimes, you know, if you don't like that music too, it could cause some more troubles, but hey, you know,
it's really funny.
everybody.
I've worked in radio for many, many years, and you won't believe the amount of people that I've come in contact with in this business who do not like music.
Wow. Yeah.
And it freaks me out. When someone says to you they don't like music, don't you automatically like... I'm
curious. Yeah, I'm like, well, what do you like? You know,
yeah,
like, if you go to the
like
movies...
music, What are you? What are you?
Because there's so much. I mean, maybe they don't like it when they're right up to it, but like you go to a movie, there's like tons of music in there. I mean, my mom was a classical pianist.
Yes.
So I went to this performance one time. I think it was like some Mozart or Beethoven piano concerto. And I knew the piece like in this weird non-linear way. Like I knew the piece is coming up and what is going on. And I went back to my mom and she's like, yeah, I used to practice that like 4 hours a day when you were in the womb.
Wow.
It was a wild experience. And I was like, oh, my ears were developing while she's playing piano right there, you know. And she still practices a couple of hours a day. She's really quite talented musician. And that's where I got my music. And my mom's mom used to play in silent movie houses, like, you know, like to the suspense scenes. So like it was just in my blood. And then you got my dad's side of the family where
the blues side.
Yeah, and he's the guy that turned me on to music could be fun. Before it was like I would go to these classical performances. Oh my God, I got to play the scales and they're going to judge you and everything. And my dad would be like, listen, let's go drive around the block. You don't have to wear your seatbelt and we'll just blast, you know, some Muddy Waters and some Fleetwood Mac, you know, and some Neil Diamond. I mean, it was the 70s after all, you know. But I was having fun. I was like, oh my God, this is what music can be, you know. And then you ask my dad, like people ask him, so what, you know, for what I'm getting his talent, you know. And my dad says, well, you know, I play the stereo really well.
Oh man! And just to go along with the whole Reverend persona, you hold a degree in philosophy and religion from Northeastern University in Boston.
I do, and I am currently
tell everybody what you're currently doing.
So I got my BS and BS, I like to say, from Northeastern, you know, philosophy. And now I'm making the most of my midlife crisis. I went back to school.
So you didn't buy a Harley. You didn't go find an 18-year-old girlfriend. Instead, you're going to graduate school.
I'm not going to say I didn't do that. I did that years ago. But
but instead?
Yeah, and I did the drug thing. So it's like I'd done all those things. And I thought, you know, what am I going to spend some of my money on and my time on here? Which was going back to school. And now I'm studying Tibetan Buddhism at this little university called Naropa. And they have a Master Divinity program. So I'm literally legitimizing the Reverend here.
You are going to be a Reverend.
Yeah, but there's a whole different kind of stuff.
It's like probably a different title.
It's a weird accreditation because you get the divinity degree from the university, but then you have to be ordained by a church. And, you know, maybe I'll just start my own religion, you know? Who knows?
Yeah,
you know?
I love it. I love it. Well, Rev, can we get another song out of you?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Let's do another one from this album. Tell everybody where you can get this record at.
Well, the record...
I'm sorry, I still call it a record.
I love that. An album, people refer to it as an album.
Your CD, your download.
The download.
There's got to be more to life than just a download.
It's
so I know what you put into this effort, and it's an album, and to me, it'll always be your record.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Where can they get it at? And
I know that people can get it for free out there, but if you care to give a little donation to the Rev, you know, you can go to treatedandreleasedrecords.com or just type Reverend Freakchild into your electronic symphonic replicator. You know, there's an amazing virtual device there. It's amazing, like the information. I mean, I was talking to a friend about how...
that World Wide Web is something, isn't it?
Oh, my God. And the directions. I mean, we used to have a map and then a smaller map and a bunch of quarters so that we get into the gig, be like, dude, we're late, but we're right around the corner. Can you just tell me the directions again? Now it's just like you beep, beep, beep. Oh, I'm here, you know? It's amazing. It's just amazing. So I'm just excited to see what's coming next. But anyway, whether you got technology or not, you know, a little love in your heart and your mind helps. And this is an old Reverend Gary Davis tune, which is the one of the tunes on the album. And if you feel like singing along, please do. You know, if you got any arthritis or rheumatism or cancers or anything, just lay it on the TV or the radio, and this will heal you. I tell you, I don't mean to be preaching at you, but if you start singing this song, you're going to be feeling better. And if you're feeling better already, then you can just feel more better. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, this is a tune called It's Gonna Be Alright, and I think you pick up on it. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright someday. Deep in my heart, do believe. Gonna be alright someday. Yeah. When trouble comes, I pay it no mind. Gonna be alright someday. Come on now. Let's try it one time. Here we go. Gonna be alright. Come on, help me out, Cornel.
Gonna be alright.
Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright someday. Yeah. Deep in my heart, I do believe. Gonna be alright someday. Alright, I think we all got it now. And if you care to sing along, let's sing one out to all our loved ones. You know, our benefactors, our mothers and fathers and grandparents. You know, a lot of people did a lot of work to get us here to this present moment. Let's sing one out to them. Come on, people. Here we go. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright someday. Yeah. Deep in my heart, yeah, do believe. Gonna be alright someday. Alright, we gotta get the little studio audience here. Sing along. Come on, people. Here we go. Let's sing one out to all the neutral people in the world. You know, all those 8 billion people on the planet. And maybe other planets, you know. You never know. There might be some aliens out there. Let's hedge our bets and might as well, right? Come on. Let's sing it to everybody. Gonna be alright. Yeah. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright someday. Yeah. Deep in my heart, yeah, do believe. Gonna be alright someday. Alright, that's feeling pretty good. Starting to feel like a citizen of the universe. You know what I'm saying? Come on, people now. Alright, here comes the difficult part. The difficult part, you gotta sing one out to the difficult people. You know, you may have a job and you may have a boss, or you may be a boss, you know. Everybody needs a little loving. Come on now, people. Everybody just wants to be happy. Come on, let's sing it out to them. Come on, one time. Here we go. Hey. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright someday. Yeah. Deep in my heart, I do believe. Gonna be alright someday. Alright. I feel that love cutting through. We're changing fear into faith, people. Here we go. Come on. Alright, let's dig deep on this next one here. We gotta sing it out to our enemies, you know, our perceived enemies, those people they say are our enemies, but hey man, I'm a Buddhist, so my enemy is my teacher, but sometimes you realize that the enemy is just us, you know what I'm saying? It's just your perception of it, man. Come on now. Come on. Everybody wants to be happy, even our enemies. Come on, people. Here we go. Let's dig deep and sing it out to them one time. Hey, gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright someday. Yeah. Deep in my heart, yeah, got to believe. Gonna be alright someday. Alright, I got a little chill on that one. That was good. Woo. Loving your enemies, it's tough. You know, like the good book says, it says love your enemies. It doesn't say like them. You know what I'm saying? Woo. Come on now, people. Speaking of loving people, come on, let's sing one right to ourselves. You know what I mean? Everybody needs a little self-compassion. We can't forget ourselves. Come on. Just one time for each one of us. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright someday. Deep in my heart, do believe. Gonna be alright someday. You're gonna be alright, people. And I think that someday is today. What do you say? Can I get an amen? Can I get
Amen.
Yeah, can I get a hallelujah?
Hallelujah.
Yeah. Yeah, gonna be alright. Come on, people, one more time. Gonna be alright. Come on, Cornel, help me out. Gonna be alright. Yeah. Gonna be alright someday. Yeah. Yeah. Deep in my heart, I do believe. Gonna be alright. Yeah, someday.
Reverend.
Thank you.
Oh, Oh, very nice, my friend. Very nice. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Reverend Freakchild. Will you come back again?
Oh, I'd love to, man. This is great. This is fun. I could talk all day long.
There's so many things we got to get into. For more details on Reverend Freakchild, just get on your favorite electronic device and type in Reverend Freakchild, or what is the name of the record label again?
It's called Treated and Released Records. Yes, treatedandreleasedrecords.com.
You will see this man coming to a town near you. Invite him in. You know, make sure he comes in, meditate a little bit, and he will answer pretty much to any name out there.
That's right.
Good luck in your spiritual journey, man.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
God bless.
This has been Counterpoint, a musician's tale. I want to thank Greg from Armstrong. I want to thank John from over at Satin Sound. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you again. Peace.